Hey guys, well, here it is. One of the messages I've been praying about so very much before I released it. I ask that you open your ears, your eyes, and your heart to hear what is being said. I need you to leave your emotions and your assumptions behind and hear the heart of God and His true love for us. So here we go. You are correct when you say love beats hate. It always has, and it always will. In Romans 12:1 it says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." John 1:5 says, "And we know that the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." But come on, let's tell the whole truth. Not everything that calls itself love is love. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. That's 1 John 4:1. Because not every voice that says peace carries the spirit of peace. There is a counterfeit moving through our age. It's a soft voice smiling its version of hate that has learned to dress itself in the language of compassion. Because Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. That's 2 Corinthians 11:14. The oldest lie in the garden did not arrive snarling but whispering. Did God really say? Genesis 3:1. It loves to wave its banners of acceptance. It speaks of inclusion. It demands applause. But beneath the costume is the same old poison. It's control, coercion, and quiet contempt for anyone who will not bow. Like Nebuchadnezzar's image on the plain of Dura, where the music played and all were commanded to bow. That's in Daniel 3. See, that furnace was not called hate. It was called unity. Yet it burns the same. Love does not demand agreement to exist. For love is patient and kind. It is not arrogant or rude. Corinthians 13:4-5. Love does not revoke kindness when challenged. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. That's Matthew 5:44. Love does not threaten exile for conscience. In Romans 14:5 it says, each one should be fully convinced in his own mind. Acts 5:29, and we must obey God rather than men. See, when love only blesses those who repeat its definition, it is not love. Because in Matthew 5:46, for if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? When love shuns, shames, or silences those who disagree, that's not love. That is not love. In James 3:17 it says, the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason. When love insists that truth must be reshaped to preserve feelings, it has already ceased to be love. Because we are called to be speaking the truth in love. That's Ephesians 4:15. Not reshaping the truth to fit the moment. That is hate, sophisticated hate, trying to pass itself off as virtue. And Isaiah 5:20 said, woe to those who call evil good and good evil. See, real love is stronger than that. It does not panic when opposed. It does not need to rewrite reality to survive. 1 John 4:18 says, perfect love casts out all fear. John 17:17 said, and truth does not tremble, for your word is truth. See, it can stand eye to eye with disagreement and still say, I will not harm you. Romans 12:18 says, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Goodness. See, it can speak truth without trembling. It can refuse approval without withdrawing compassion. 2 Timothy 1:7 said, for God gave us a spirit of not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. Love without truth becomes indulgence. Eli's indulgence In 1 Samuel 3:13, destroyed his house because he would not restrain what was wrong. Truth without love becomes brutality. 1 Corinthians 13:2 said, if I have prophetic powers but have not love, I am nothing. But when truth and love stand together, hate has nowhere to hide. Psalms 85:10. Steadfast love and faithfulness meet. Righteousness and peace kiss each other. The most dangerous hate in any generation is not the one that snarls. It is the one that smiles and says, if you don't affirm me, you are the problem. Ooh. Like the leaders who loved the glory that comes from man more than the glory that comes from God. That's John 12:43. And cast out those who could not conform, John 9:22. That is not liberation. That is emotional tyranny wrapped in velvet. In Galatians 5:1 says, for freedom Christ has set free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. Yeah, love beats hate. It sure does. But only real love. The kind that does not manipulate, the kind that does not demand ideological allegiance, the kind that is willing to lose applause to keep integrity, the kind that can bless even those who refuse to see it. Romans 12:14, bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse them. If your love disappears the moment someone disagrees with you, that was never love. It was power seeking permission. Titus 1:16, for they profess to know God, but they deny him by their works. 1 Samuel 16:7 said, and power masquerading as love is still hate. The Lord looks on the heart. So, I'm telling you guys, choose the harder road. Choose love that is brave enough to tell the truth. Choose love that refuses to curse those who differ. Choose love that does not flinch. In 1 Corinthians 15:58, be steadfast and immovable. 1 Corinthians 16:14 says, let all you do be done in love, because in the end, hate always exposes itself. Luke 8:17 says, for nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest. But love, real love, it endures. 1 Corinthians 13:13 says, so now faith, hope, and love abide these three, but the greatest of these is love. Love. True love. As always, guys, love you. Be blessed to be a blessing. And carry on.